What is up, everybody? Appreciate you guys tuning into the show. Make sure to smash the hell out of that like button. This is this week's best MMA bets. We got UFC Vegas 34. We have Bellator 265 and PFL playoffs number 2, the 8th event of 2021. Should be a lot of fun to break down purely the betting side of things. 3 cards, so we're definitely going to go super in deep. At the end, we'll finish it off with a cross parlay across all 3 organizations. We'll do first locks of the night, followed by dogs of the night, some value bets. We'll talk props as we go. This should be a very fun and exciting video for you guys today. Honestly, it's one that this whole week I may have been most looking forward to because I really think there's some potential cashers as far as the bets go. And I mean, who doesn't love breaking down literally 3 of the highest level MMA leagues in the world at once and doing some cross parlays? So definitely some nice dinero to be made here. But shout out to everybody watching, whether live or in replay. Much love to everyone. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe here as well. On this week's best MMA bets, I need at least 105 likes. So smash the hell out of that like button. And I really do appreciate the love from everybody. But I want to get into it. We'll first go UFC, then PFL, then Bellator. Like, we'll go, in the order that the betting sites have them in. We'll go locks, dogs, and some value bets. So, yeah, we'll go in order here. So, we'll do UFC first, then Bellator, then PFL. All locks, play by play by play. We'll go at a pretty good rate. I don't want to keep you guys here all day long, but I definitely want to give you guys the valuable information. So, locks of the night, we will bring up first for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC, which you see on screen right in front of me here. We have to talk some of the UFC locks of the night, the plays that I feel would be potentially safe and worth it. So the first of our locks of the night is going to be up at the top with Mark O. Madsen over Clay Guida. I think that the higher level wrestling will be a factor here. Clay known for using his wrestling game in his fights. Madsen is a slight favorite at -160. Value-wise, definitely a parlay play. Not a horrible straight bet either. I don't think he's going to go out there and finish Clay Guida. I think it's a lot of top control in wrestling. Probably decision. That's why you see it at +125. But I like O. Madsen wins by a decision here over Clay Guida. I think the elite level wrestling that he brings to the table will be a substantial factor in this bout against Clay Guida. The style matchup as well for him. And I'm going Mark O. Madsen to beat Clay Guida here by a unanimous decision. That is the first of our locks of the night. Now, we do have some more than just that. Women's division, Bia Malecki and Josiana Nunes. Now, women's MMA is inherently superbly risky, but Bia Malecki is so much bigger and longer than Josiana Nunes. It's essentially, like 2 different weight classes of size difference between these 2 girls. I do think it's decision, and I think it's Bia Malecki winning by that method. +170 for Malecki for a decision win. I don't really see her winning by a finish. I think it'd be extremely hard to do on Nunes, who's very durable, gritty, and will throw down. She's sitting at a -145 favorite as Bia Malecki to a +140 dog, Josiana Nunes. I like Malecki wins by a decision, +170 as a potential prop play. Now, the next of our locks of the night, I am liking towards the top of this card, Chase Sherman. I feel as though he'll be able to fend off Parker Porter's wrestling. I think he'll mix it up well from the mid-range. His striking skill set will most definitely be on display impressively here. I think that the former bare knuckle champion probably gets a late TKO here. I like the -190 price tag. I don't hate, though, potential over 1.5 at -160. That's not terrible. I could see this fight going all 3, and I think that it's going to be Chase Sherman winning it with a late KO TKO, +115 for that. Over 1.5, -160. Maybe I prefer over 1.5, but would potentially play Sherman by KO TKO as well. I do think he wins. I think he's a decent play as far as parlaying does go as well. Those are my locks of the night for the UFC. I do have confidence in some of the underdogs, and we'll talk about them in the dogs of the night section. Maybe even more confident in some of the dogs than I am with some of the favorites. But we have to jump now to Bellator's locks of the night. Who are the guys I'm locking down? putting them on potential parlays, definitely some potential cross plays as well. Now, we have to first and foremost talk about Logan Storley. That is a matchup that is supremely advantageous for him, but he's such a big favorite. He's sitting at, minus 1,800 on FanDuel. That's the best value you're going to get for Logan Storley. Inside the distance, Logan Storley, minus 235, minus 185. If you want a decision, though, it'd be plus 185 Storley decision. Straight, he's such a huge favorite, minus 1,800. It's an unappealing bet. Could the fight go over 1.5? I definitely think it could here. I think this fight could end up going 3 with just domination by Storley. It's not like Shiro is going to just lay down for him, but I don't think he'll stop the takedowns. And I think it'll be persistent, consistent top control, ground and pound, win for Logan Storley, lock of the night for Bellator. But the odds are ugly. I do 100% agree and would be understanding of concern for that bet because, I mean, what are you going to do? Throw $1,800 for $100? You're not going to do that. At least I wouldn't really recommend that. The next one, Marcelo Golm. Where is Marcelo Golm? Do they not have the odds for the Marcelo Golm fight? Because Marcelo Golm is my next lock of the night. It's him versus Billy Swanson. We'll have to pull up best fight odds here and check that out. Let's see if they have the odds. I am not seeing them here. So that fight, I suppose it's still on. I guess I'll have to double check Bellator on Tapology because I don't want to give you guys any misinformation here. But assuming that he is still on the card, Golm, Billy Swanson. Yeah, it's still there. Golm is going to be a pretty good-sized favorite. I'm very disappointing that they don't have it on the screen right now the day before the fights. But at least, or I guess 2 days before the fights. At least tomorrow in the weigh-in recap, we'll get to talk about it. But I'm extremely confident in Golm regardless of the odds. Potential play. He's a lock of the night, and I think he gets a finish. The next of our locks of the night, Jornel Lugo over Keith Lee. I think he'll put on a technical kickboxing display from range. He's at the minus 159 favorite status. Let's click here. I think that it's a decision fight. I think it's Lugo by decision plus 105. I think definitely could be a casher. Fight goes the distance. It's expected to. I think Lugo will show superior kickboxing from range. I like Lugo as one of my next locks of the night. A lot of them here over in Bellator. The next one we'll talk about is Archie Colgan over Ben Simmons. This is the final of the locks of the night. He's a huge favorite, though, minus 800 to Ben Simmons at the plus 575. I think that he'll probably put on a dominant wrestling display. Over 1.5 would be plus 142, under 1.5 minus 166 at best value. I don't like that. Potential parlay addition is Archie Colgan. Definitely some options with him there. He's a big favorite and I think should put on a pretty dominant performance. But let's jump to PFL for the remaining locks of the night. Well, I think this one is going to be... All right, let me make sure we're fully connected here. But yeah, for PFL, locks of the night, I like Kayla. I feel like she will put on a dominant grappling display, but the odds are hideous. Minus 1667. Like, nobody wants to throw down on that. It's very ugly to look at, and it's not going to give you a ton of value back. Harrison inside the distance, minus 550. These are ugly. You know what? It's not betting-wise valuable, but I think Harrison wins this fight. Harrison wins KO TKO, minus 105. Harrison wins round 1, minus 185. It could happen in round 2. Plus 150 for KO TKO in round 1. I think she could get the submission, though. I'm going with Kayla lock play, but, at the end of the day, ugly bet there. The next one that I'm liking, opponent switch. Mariana Moraes now fights Taylor Guardado. This is no longer accurate. Let's see if the odds are updated. Best fight odds has been pretty bad with odds, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not seeing those here, even though... Oh, they are here. Nope, take that back. Mariana Moraes is an underdog versus Taylor Guardado? What? Guys, right now, lock of the night and dog of the night play, Mariana Moraes, go bet that down. I think she should put on a dominant performance over Taylor Guardado, who has not fought near the competition level. She's not substantially bigger. They're about the same size. This is going to be Mariana Moraes' fight, plus 125. Bet that down. Underdog play and a lock play all in one. I didn't even know she was a dog. The odds just dropped, so go jump on that line if you're looking to bet some women's MMA action. Of course, it is women's MMA, inherently very risky. But let's keep going. Next of our locks of the night, Denis Goltsov over Ante Delija. I think he'll pick him apart from the kickboxing range. Potentially win by KO TKO. Potentially late stoppage, third round maybe, but it definitely will be later in. I don't think he knocks him out early here. He's not explosive like Capoloza. He's a technical kickboxer. KO TKO plus 115, over 1.5 I like here at minus 125, and I think it's Denis Goltsov winning this bout. Another lock play. The next one, Renan Ferreira. I think he puts on a dominant display against Stuart Aston. I don't think it'll be all that close. I think it'll be first round KO TKO, minus 360 to plus 373. Definitely a Ferreira guy. On my end, I was very impressed by him against Verdum, and even at his win over Seyu Manatafa, he didn't get a finish, but he beat the brakes off of him for 3 rounds. And if Ferreira wins KO TKO at minus 115, I do think this fight could be fairly quick. The under 1.5 could be a good cash here, minus 135. I think it's Renan Ferreira's fight, and it should be a dominant KO TKO. I think he'll find a way on top. He's just so much bigger than Ashton as well, and Ashton's going to have to look to wrestle here, and I think he'll run into real trouble against the very dangerous Renan Ferreira, who just recently burst on that scene. But we now have to talk about some dogs of the night. Smash that like button if you guys have not yet. Much love to everybody watching, whether live or on replay. I really do appreciate the constant support from you guys, and we have to talk about some UFC dogs of the night. Well, first and foremost, I love Brandon Royval as a dog. I think he's an excellent kickboxer from range. His jiu-jitsu is nasty. I think he really could match up well against Pantoja and win this fight. Minus 165 for for Pantoja, plus 160 for Brandon Royval. I like a straight Royval bet, not playing around with the props at all. If you do want to play with the props, I think we could be looking at a fight that's definitely over 1.5. Over 2.5. These are flyweight finishers on both sides with power. I think Royval could potentially get a sub here, but it's unlikely to beat the dangerous Brazilian fighter that also has good grappling. A lean decision for Royval. That would be sitting at plus 425 if it were to happen, but I do like the underdog Brandon Royval, but I more lean towards a straight bet rather than parlaying for him. I'd rather just put my money there straight, give myself a lot less of that inherent risk. The next one, though, is Sasha Paletnikov at the bottom. Should pick apart Ramiz Brajimov's striking. I think that he'll put on a pretty good display. I was impressed by him against Kosei. Good kickboxing style. Brahimaj minus 120 favorite. Again, it's a straight bet. A money line bet. Not huge into the parlay for some of these dog plays. You're already getting good plus money. I don't want to go out there and risk it all and end up getting a method wrong here. Paletnikov could definitely get a KO TKO plus 385, but I think the fight probably does end up going the distance. That would be Paletnikov wins by a decision plus 375. I like Paletnikov here, and I like him to win this bout. Straight money line bet on him as an underdog. Plus 123 would be pretty decent value. And the next and final of our dogs of the night that I'm really feeling here has to be Fabio Charant over William Knight. Kickboxing wise, he's a lot more technical than Knight. It's just the raw power of Knight could be dangerous, but I don't think that William Knight beats Fabio Charant in this matchup. I think Fabio wins it. Could see a submission victory for him here. Could see a KO TKO. Could see a decision. It is a very difficult fight against William Knight without a doubt. And another one that I lean towards more the money line bet. With dogs, I prefer money line than risking it with the props. Maybe sprinkle prop, but more preferring to be looking at this fight. Fabio Charant plus 180. Also like the over 1.5 at minus 140. I like Fabio Charant winning this bout as an underdog play. Those are the UFC dogs of the night. We're going to keep moving, and we're going to slide to Bellator 265 with some of their dogs of the night. Now, a dog play on this card that I'm very much feeling is J.J. Wilson, plus 120 money for him. He's fighting a dangerous Adam Borish. I think Wilson could actually lock up the sub. The prop that I like there, Wilson wins by a submission, plus 350. J.J. Wilson submission plus 350. Sign me up for a sprinkle on that. I also like him straight over Adam Borish, but it is not an easy fight by any means. And I do like that sub prop, though, as definitely could be a method of victory because his submission game is nasty. Now, the next of our Bellator dogs of the night. I gotta say, I like Mike Hamill against Bryce Logan. I think his wrestling style and his pressure could be a problem here. I think Hamill wins by a decision. He's sitting up at plus 160 at best value. That could be a likely outcome for him here. Hamill wins inside the distance, plus 450. Not feeling it. Hamill wins by decision, plus 270 maybe, but I like Hamill straight. If you can get it at that plus 160, I think more so decision, though, at plus 270 would be the prop if I had to throw it out there because I I do think it will be a fairly competitive fight with just Hamill pushing the pace, out wrestling potentially Logan, who's tricky on the ground though, but the boxing game, I will give slight edge to Hamill, and that's why I like him here as an underdog. Now, the next and our final dog of the night here at Bellator, we have to talk about Fabio Aguiar. Disgustingly good grappling game, heavy pressure, going to just chain wrestle you. And Taylor Johnson has nasty jiu-jitsu and wrestling himself, but he has been out-grappled in the past, has been submitted before. The jiu-jitsu style of Fabio Aguiar will not be easy to deal with. Johnson may be aggressive and explosive striking. Aguiar will look to clinch up. I think it'll be a ton of grappling and clinch work here, and I think Fabio Aguiar wins by a decision. I don't think Johnson finds a way to tap out the Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist. Aguiar wins by a decision, plus 445. I like him straight at plus 211. Fabio Aguiar, dog of the night. And let's keep on moving. Let's get to PFL. Smash the hell out of that like button, guys. Much love to everybody tuning into the show. We have to talk about dogs here at the PFL. Of course, there's always good dogs at PFL. They come through barking. Plus 115, Christian Lohensen over Jonas Flock. I do like win by a decision for Lohensen. Let's see what that is at. Plus 270 for that. I think he probably wins it by a decision here. The next one that I like, well, I originally, I guess, liked Caitlin Young over Marina, but that fight is off. They've switched the bouts. So now Marina Montekova is fighting Claudia Zamora. She's going to be a big favorite. She's essentially a lock on that one, but odds are not released as of yet. Let me double check here, but I don't believe they're there. Yeah, they're late with the odds. Unfortunate. Marina Moraes, as we said, she's a dog of the night that the odds have released on, and I think she should definitely beat Taylor Guardado. I'm shocked that they have Guardado as the favorite in that matchup. Seyu Manatafa was a pretty good-sized underdog, and he was my true dog of the week here, especially by KO TKO. But now he's actually coming at them negative money. He's a favorite in this matchup. And Seyu Manatafa wins by KO TKO is a very likely outcome. Plus 175, plus 180. Prop that up. Plus 180. He's going to knock out Darice here. I think that's a money play. Lock prop bet potentially on my end. I'm going to be putting money on Seyu Manatafa by KO TKO, and he's going to win here. That's a dog play for the PFL. Overall, there's definitely some good dogs, definitely some decent straight bets that you can make. The predictions, I believe, are very good throughout, even if they weren't on the dogs or favorites list. But it just has to go towards, the most supreme level of confidence. Overall, I think we're in store for a pretty entertaining card. I do want to give you guys my cross parlay for the week. If I had $1,000, I was going to throw it down. What is the cross parlay that I'm really feeling here? Well, I guess you have to put Storley on the line. I have to look for Kayla Harrison down here because they have her in the wrong place, unfortunately. Kayla Harrison there. It's terrible odds. I know, terrible value. Yes, I totally get it. I totally agree. Goltsov, if you added him, but that's just too risky. I'm not adding Goltsov. Let's add in some UFC fighters as well. Let's add in Mark Madsen, minus 138. If we added him in there, who else could we add to the lines? I'm trying to keep it more towards some of the favorites that I'm feeling here. Marcelo Golm. Oh, but that's not the official odds, his fight. Whenever that's in, I like Golm on there. Like all the locks of the night you could parlay up. Just not all the official odds are here, man. And this fight card's super close. This is a Wednesday. Normally they're on the money, but unfortunate this week. Plus 221. I do like this little parlay here, potentially. I think that's a fairly decent one. I really wish that all of the odds were here because if I go across my locks, I'm just going to look here. I have the notes written down. All right, so out of all my locks, if I was to give you guys a parlay that I'm really feeling, I'm going to have to do it the right way. I'm going to give you at least one fighter from each organization. I hate that it's women's MMA, but I like Bia Malecki a lot here. If I'm going over to Bellator, obviously Logan Storley, but he's such a massive favorite. It's just a disgusting bet. Also think that Archie Colgan should most definitely win, but the odds are hideous on that one as well. I'm going to take him off just because the hideousness of the odds. What's a valuable play? Marcelo Golm's definitely going to be on it whenever that ends up dropping. I'm hoping that he's not a minus 750, but he definitely might be. Storley, Bia Malecki. I'll add in Lugo for now, but he'd be switched with Golm when the time comes to it. And then for PFL, obviously Kayla Harrison, but it's like you're not going to make any money on Kayla. She's such a big favorite. Kayla Harrison, and if I had to give another one, leaning toward Dennis Goltsov. Or do I do? Where is he? Where is he? If these card bets were not all over the place, it'd be a lot easier. But fortunately, this is the one we got. I like this 5-fighter. Less risk parlay. I also, as I said, I like Seyu Manatafa over Derice. That'd be plus 526 if you want to add in, more. It was originally a dog play, but now it's turned into a favorite. Plus 236 for this 5-fighter parlay. Unfortunate that the odds are all mixed up all over the place. We don't have the Gome fight, but I will still be doing the weigh-in recap for Bellator tomorrow, so you guys will find out about Gome. I wish we could put him in the cross parlay. It's just unfortunate that we can't do it today. I really wish I could, but Gome will be on there. I'd probably take out Lugo for Gome and just accept whatever value I'm going to get because I am just more confident in that play. Let me just hypothetically say if Gome maybe is sitting at, would we agree probably he'll be somewhere around minus 375? So if he is at minus 375, let's just say hypothetical, let me just take out Jernel Lugo. You'd still be looking at plus 178. Massive cross parlay that I think would be a near guarantee. Ignore the Mariana Moraes, even though I am very confident in her, and I do think she could win. Those aren't the accurate odds for a fight. And I do think, though, if the odds are like that, minus 375 in favor of Gome, I would bet it down. Also, Marina Montacanina, I think she should definitely win her bout. There's definitely some great plays to be made. I really do wish that they had everything out right now. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. Let's see what's going on in the live chat. I do want to check up on what you guys have been talking about, but if you haven't yet, smash the hell out of that like button. Much love to everybody who tunes into the shows. I'm having a great time doing this week's best MMA bets, but I will say, very disappointed we don't have it all out. Worst dog, besides the worst dog of the night, you think Royval? PFL is Thursday. Thursday is PFL. The Congo fight, I'm not betting on him. No money down on the Congo fight for me, man. I'm not taking a risk with Czech Congo on either side. Like, this is a pretty decent plus 178 money play, but I really have to add in Seyu Manatafa. I don't feel right not adding him in. Plus 418, that's the one that I'm going to be playing for, actually trying to cash a little bit of money at me. I do think it should hit. I mean, geez, I'm also confident Lohenson. We can make it 946. There's definitely some opportunities here. There's going to be some fun plays to make. And even if they don't have the odds up for the Gome fight, I still think there's good money to be made on this card with the plays that we're just looking at now. I mean, plus 309 if you did Malecki, Storley, Harrison, Henin Fajeda, and Seyu Manatafa. I think that we're looking at some real potential hitters this weekend. Super excited, too, because I'm doing the fight companions throughout the weekend, which is going to be just continuous back-to-back action. I am super pumped for that one, man. What about the Congo fight? I think Congo's going to probably get knocked out in the first round. I think he gets cracked right on the chin and slept. Then he goes to bed here. And yeah, I heard about Brendan Schaub. I heard that he's a lifesaver, man. Brendan Schaub, the savior. Good move on Schaub, man. I've never been a Schaub hater. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's a pretty decent guy. Think he just he gets hate from the community, as do a lot of the guys. But overall, some fun little cross plays. There's definitely some possibility with UFC underdog, Brandon Royval, Sasha Polidnikov. It's earlier in the night, but could be risky, but I do think it could be a casher here. Overall, lots of fun coming up this weekend. We got the Fight Companion tomorrow. We have the Fight Companion on Friday and the Fight Companion on Saturday. So back-to-back nights of live streaming. That should be a pretty great time, honestly. I look forward to these Fight Companions a ton. You guys know this. So make sure to tune into them. But smash that like button here on this video. 105 likes would be the goal, man. I think that's the realistic goal that we could 100% hit here. I'm going to send somebody off with one last parlay. This is for me. This is the people that stayed. Some people might have signed out. They might have left before the end of the video. But if you stayed, we're doing a 2-fighter parlay with some money to be made, in my mind, with this 2-fighter parlay. If we're going heavyweight action. Seyu Manatafa Karatanov plus 227. Risky, but a potential play for me. I like Fabio Aguiar plus 444. You know what I'm also liking though? If we go the over, if your bookie allows you to parlay up over 2.5, even over 1.5 plus 153, there's definitely some options. I don't want to just be like throwing it all at heavyweight fights, though. I feel like Seyu Manatafa is risky enough, but if you wanted to go crazy, you do a three-way heavyweight play. Karatanov, Sherman, and Seyu Manatafa. That could definitely bite you in the ass big time. All right, so let's say we take Sherman off. I'm just going to give a little one fight each. I like Madsen. I'm going to play smartly here. I'll go Lugo. And we have to add in Seyu Manatafa for the money. Plus 346. That's a little three-fighter parlay for you guys with some better odds, I would say. But much love, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning into tonight's live stream. I'll be back at you guys with weigh-in recap tomorrow. Also, going to have the fight companion. So we'll go weigh-in recap and fight companion back to back. So tons of shit coming out this week. Smash the hell out of the like button. Subscribe to the channel covering all things MMA here at MMA Experts. Much love, my people. Have a great night, everybody. And I'll see you all very soon.